Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and this is Tarot by Melissa. Today's reading is going to be looking into what is happening for you during this upcoming Capricorn season. So Capricorn season is ranging from December 22nd till about January 19th. And so this reading is going to be focusing in on what's happening for you during those specific dates, okay? The season of Capricorn, or the sign of Capricorn rather, when I think of that sign, I think of hard work. I think of being really ambitious. I think of being dedicated. I think of planning for your long-term future. I think of, stability, all sorts of different themes. So those may be themes that pop up in your message today. But as always with these readings, I try to keep it really open to allow any message to come through for this time period for you. So let's go ahead and get into some disclaimers. Keep in mind, guys, this is a general reading, so some messages may resonate specifically to you while others may not. As I always say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If anything is feeling confusing or doesn't feel like it fits your situation, then it's probably not a message that's meant for you. So definitely not allowed to get you upset if it's not 100% resonating with your situation. If you did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can do so will be linked in the description box down below. Personal readings with any tarot reader just always offer a little bit more specific read on your own personal situation. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. We're doing 3 piles today, starting here with pile number 1. Your crystal is a Sunstone. For pile number 2, your crystal is a Garden Quartz. And for pile number 3, your crystal is a Moss Agate. All right, so let's go ahead and take a deep breath and think about this upcoming Capricorn season and what's ahead for you. Go ahead and select the pile or the crystal you feel the most drawn to intuitively. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected pile. See you there? Hey, pile 1, if you guys picked out the Sunstone crystal, this will be your reading all about what is ahead for you during Capricorn season. So we're going to start with some pre-shuffled oracle cards and tarot cards, and I do have a few other decks that I'll be shuffling on camera to get your full message. Always keep in mind, guys, with any of these time-based readings that future is not set in stone. Energy is always changing, and depending on the actions that you choose to take, you can design a whole different outcome for yourself. So just keep that in mind. But what do we have for you, pile 1? So we start off with solar calm. Ooh, and we have the moon energy coming through. Okay, well, I definitely feel for this group that this upcoming Capricorn season, I feel like this is going to be a time where things are more still in your life, especially with the solar calm card being here and the moon, really, with both of these cards. It definitely feels like you guys are kind of in a cycle. There's a lot of circles here, which is making me think of cycles. And it feels like this particular cycle or this particular season of your life is meant to be more calm. It's meant to be a season where you can get a little bit more clarity around a certain direction that you want to go, okay? You guys also did pick a Sunstone, which is a very happy, fun, kind of creativity inspiring crystal. And so this could be a time period where you're kind of ideating or coming up with creative solutions to problems or focusing more on creativity and creative things in your life versus logic and reason and facts and charging ahead and taking action. It's more about being at peace, being a little more reserved, and focusing on things that bring you joy and fun in your life. With the moon as well, this is all about your emotional well-being. It's about being tuned into your emotions, being tapped into your intuition, and really understanding how you're feeling about situations and how those feelings may be impacting how you're showing up, right? So I definitely see this as being a great time for you to lean back and sort of review things that are going on in your life. Or maybe this is with regard to a specific situation for some of you guys. But there's definitely this energy of instead of really charging forward with a lot of decisive action, it's more about leaning back and listening to your inner knowing, listening to how you feel, allowing your intuition to guide you forward. So let's get into the tarot next. So we have the Magician. We have the Sky Alpha Male, which is the King of Swords. And we have the Judgment card. I definitely see that you guys during Capricorn season are desiring to manifest something in your life with this Magician being here. Yeah, it's like you're creating something or desiring to create something for yourselves. Some of you guys during this time might actually be learning or fine-tuning a skill that you need to be able to master in order to move forward into the next phase or into the next step of something. For others of you, this could just be general manifestation of some sort of a goal, but there's definitely something here that you're wanting to create for yourself. And I do see here with this King of Swords that I think a lot of you guys tend to maybe have a bit more of like this logical kind of approach to things, more of like a strategic approach to things. And, you know, the King of Swords, or in this case, the Sky Alpha Male, it's more of an energy of logic and reason and facts and structure and strategy, and it's like zero emotion. So I actually kind of feel for some of you guys like this may be a little bit of a challenge for you moving into Capricorn season, especially if you are really strongly identifying with some of those traits, because it feels like with this situation, what Spirit is highlighting for you is a need here to listen to your emotions more. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. There's a need to listen to your emotions a little bit more, get in tune with how you're really feeling about things, so that way you can clarify the direction you need to go that feels best for you. It may not be a situation for all of you where you can like logic your way out of it, you know? For others of you, I do feel that this King of Swords during this time can represent a little bit more structure just in general being added to your life. It does, just because we're in a space of calm and creativity and getting in touch with our emotions doesn't mean that we have to always forego structure in certain aspects, right? So for some of you guys, maybe a part of what you're manifesting does require a little bit of a routine, right? So there could be something around manifesting the right routine to achieve the goal that you're desiring to achieve. But ultimately with the Judgment card, this is kind of echoing this message of revision, okay? Because the Judgment card is all about kind of rising to the next level, being able to rise to the occasion, if you will. But it's this energy of reviewing what the current situation is, reviewing our life all together, and then asking ourselves, how does this particular thing that we're manifesting fit into that? You know what I mean? And sometimes with Judgment, it does require us to take a little bit of pause to reflect before we decide how we're ready to move forward. So let's take a look at these little animal cards next. We have the Lizard Spirit, dream the world into being. Ooh, and we have the Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit. Okay. Interesting energies. Let me just pop this up higher here. Well, with this Lizard Spirit energy coming up, I mean, this is definitely echoing this energy of perception. Dream the world into being, right? So kind of going back to this King of Swords, the King of Swords is all logic and facts, and the Lizard Spirit is talking about your dreams, okay? Just like your solar calm and your moon. So I definitely think that, again, this is a great time for a lot of you to really tap into your creativity and really think about, like, in your wildest dreams, what would you create for yourself? You know, for your life or for whatever this particular situation is that's on your mind, and dreaming the world into being, meaning like once you've kind of ideated what this is, how are you going to then implement the structure to create it for yourself? Okay. I think a lot of you guys during this time as well may be working on themes around self-confidence too, with the Lion Spirit being here. You know, when I think of lions, I think of confidence. I think of, you know, being very, like a lion is very regal, right? It is confident in itself. It is in its power. It knows its place in the circle of life, for lack of a better phrase, from the Lion King, right? So for a lot of you guys, I kind of feel like Capricorn season is a time where you're doing this reflection out of maybe trying to find your place, or doing this reflection to really understand how you fit in or where you fit in to something, and really owning that role and stepping into that role. Lions also talk about leadership. This card specifically says be generous of spirit. So there's an energy here as well of tapping into gratitude, right? And when you're manifesting and you're desiring to create something for yourself, gratitude is one of the best ways to achieve an abundance mindset, right? So if any of you guys are coming into the reading and you're trying to manifest something and maybe you're not having success, you want to ask yourself if you're in a lack mindset, right? Because when you're in a lack mindset, you're only going to attract and experience more lack. But when you're in a mindset of generosity, or in a mindset of gratitude, you're going to feel so much more abundant, because your focus is on the things that you do have versus the things that you don't, okay? So let's go into a couple of these little goddess cards and see what other messages you guys need to know about for Capricorn season. What else does pile one need to know for Capricorn season, please? We have sacrifice, giving up something now for a future reward. So there may be something within this situation that requires sacrifice, okay? And maybe this is where you need to gain that clarity. You know, maybe this is what we're evaluating during this time, is like, we know that there's an energy of being ready to move to the next level, or being ready to do something new with your life, but maybe there's something that has to be released in order for you to go in this direction. Okay, well, that one almost popped out, but let's see. We have evaluation. Feed out what doesn't serve you, reevaluate the situation. Yeah, very much in alignment with what we've been talking about in this reading. Okay, so let's take a look, you guys. I want to close it out with a few of these little fortune cookie cards. These are really cool. They sometimes have like very oddly specific messages. So, I mean, they may not resonate with all of you, but they might. We'll see. Let's see. All right, so what else does pile one need to know about their upcoming Capricorn season and the energies that they're working with? Please. Let's just get a couple of these. Commitment. A commitment is indicated around love or business. It will make you feel better. Yeah. So it's like, I think that's what this evaluation is about. It's about like deciding how you want to commit to the situation, or what you want to commit to with regard to the situation, and stepping into that leadership of the lion. We also have sunshine. The sun is shining on you. Career and business, growth, fabulous communication, and relationships. So for a lot of you guys, this is definitely bringing in a lot of really beautiful, positive, abundant energy for you. And business was highlighted in both of these little cards. And yeah, so this could be a work-related thing for some of you. For others of you, there could be an energy of relationships being impacted in a positive way around this. Let's get one more. I'm feeling one more. And we do have reinvent yourself. A transformation is taking place. Enjoy a new lease of life. So yeah, I definitely think this makes a lot of sense, because that feels like very in alignment with the Judgment card. You know, you guys are in a place during this Capricorn season where you're getting to really decide like who you want to be, how you want to move forward, and how certain decisions you're making really fit in with your life overall. So this definitely seems like a really like empowering time for you, pile one. I would love to hear from you in the comments how you feel like it resonates with your situation. So drop me a comment below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when I upload new videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, if you guys did choose this Garden Quartz Tower, this is going to be your reading for Capricorn season. So we're going to start with some pre-shuffled cards to kind of see what the energies are in store for you. And then I do have a couple other decks I'll be shuffling on camera. As always, keep in mind with these future prediction readings, you guys, future is not always completely set in stone because energy is always changing. So you can change the future just by slightly switching up your energy. So just keep that in mind. Don't ever feel like you're stuck to anything that a tarot reading predicts for you, because you have free will. So starting us off with the overall energy for Capricorn season, we have Mars, and we have square, semi-square, quincunx. So wow, already some really intense energy for you, pile 2. It's kind of not surprising to me to see this, because with your garden quartz, this is a crystal that is said to be really effective for helping to heal past life wounds and things like that. So whether or not you all believe in that, what I feel with you guys selecting this crystal is that this is definitely going to be a month, or not a month, but a season where you guys may feel challenged or maybe even triggered in a sense. And I'm definitely seeing that coming through here with these 2 cards that are coming up first. I definitely feel with the Mars energy being here, there's something happening for you during Capricorn season, or an energy that's at play where you guys are feeling very passionate about something. You know, Mars is all about taking action. It's an energy of having a lot of force and stamina and power behind the actions we take and the decisions that we're making, and a lot of energy being put into something. It's a lot of intense energy. And I do feel here with this tension energy coming up next to it that there may be some sort of conflict around this intensity here. Especially like when I'm looking at this card and we have like the 2 birds that are clashing. I feel like you guys are dealing with a situation during this time where there may be other people that you're needing to work with, or other people that you may feel are sort of like standing in your way of like achieving a goal or a passion. You guys may be clashing with others over this, because this is all about kind of not necessarily seeing eye to eye on the way that we want to do things, on the actions that we want to take, not seeing eye to eye on whatever is the creative idea or passion that we're going after. And so I definitely think that this season is going to bring in a time where these things feel very challenging, but I also think that it's going to ultimately help to teach you a lesson about how to work with people and understand people who have different viewpoints than you. It's not easy, you know what I mean? Especially if this is a situation where you all feel really confident in yourself, or feel really like the direction you want to go is the best way. You know, it's hard when there's other people coming in and they're saying, heck no, like I think that my way is the best way. And then those things can clash, right? So I do think that it's going to be ultimately teaching you a lesson about different viewpoints and just different ways of going about things, because you're going to be confronted with this conflict. So let's see what else we have here. So we do have a 7 of fire, which is a 7 of wands. We have an Ace of Cups. And this is the Sea alpha male. So this is the King of Cups. Okay. Lots of emotion here, you know? Like, I think the passionate energy that I see here, it's coming from a place of emotion. It's coming from a place of really caring about what it is that you're doing. With some of you guys, this could be like a romantic situation specifically, because we do have Ace of Cups, which sometimes can talk about new love, but it doesn't necessarily have to be new love. It could just be talking about, for a lot of you guys, like whatever this thing is has the potential to bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment, you know? And so when we know that something has potential to bring us emotional fulfillment, we're going to feel very impassioned about like things going the way we want them to go, okay? But I do see here with the 7 of fire, with the 7 of wands, there is this energy of conflict for sure. Like there's this energy of you guys really needing to, or going into this season, pushing and really fighting for your beliefs, really standing up for yourselves. Let's take a look at this card up close. We have these dogs like kind of fighting with each other. Looks like these two are sort of like fighting, and then these two are sort of like hiding out in a sense. So for some of you guys, there might be this energy of like, because the energy here is so soft with the cups, like I think there's a select group of you guys who maybe really doesn't enjoy conflict. Maybe that you have like a more sweet, compassionate, kind of like emotional side to you. And perhaps the challenge for you during this season is standing up to some louder voices or some more pushier personalities, if you will. For others of you, the energies can be flipped, where you're the ones that are kind of the more direct, like, this is the way that I want it to be sort of vibe, because it's coming from a place of wanting your emotional needs met, right? But either way, there is sort of an energy of having to defend yourself or having to stand up for your beliefs to others. Or maybe even feeling like you're backed into a corner in some aspects for some of you. But ultimately, I do feel like things are going to work out for the better, as they always seem to, right? Because this, again, it's a situation that's bringing you the opportunity for emotional fulfillment. I also think, though, that like some of the conflict that you may experience here is challenging you guys to really tap into the way that you emotionally regulate, right? Because the King of Cups is all about someone who is in control of their emotions, right? Like they are kind and they are compassionate and they are understanding and they are a leader that people love to be around because it's the type of leader that actually cares about people. But I think that if you guys are sort of like someone who gets, what's the word I'm looking for? Like nervous or anxious, or you kind of hide when these intense conflict energies you're faced with those energies. And I think that you're learning during this time how to not allow it to rock your boat, if that makes sense. Not allowing these things to emotionally impact you and being more in your power when it comes to the way that you're feeling and managing the emotions of these situations. Hopefully that makes sense. So we have the cat spirit, claim your independence. Okay. We have the butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. Yeah, like that's what I feel, you guys. This is a time where change is happening for you. And I feel like the change is happening within you. I think that there's a push for some sort of a change with this Mars energy. And you have to remember, like, change is not always easy. Like, change is not always like a smooth sailing type of process. A lot of times it actually takes conflict or some sort of discomfort for us to change and transform our situation or change and transform ourselves. And so this butterfly is telling us here that like there is a transformation that's at play for the better here. And I think a part of this is having to do with you guys being able to stand up for yourselves, being able to, as the cat spirit says, claim your independence. You know, the King of Cups, again, this is someone who is emotionally independent and in control of their emotions. And with this cat spirit here, it's like learning how to advocate for yourself is going to be the challenge this month. Some of you guys might be embarking onto something where like it's going to be more on your shoulders to kind of get it done. And maybe that's going to be a challenge here. So let's continue. I want to get a couple more cards from this deck. What else does pile 2 need to know about their Capricorn season, please? We have sacrifice, giving up something now for a future reward. You know, that could be where the conflict is coming in, right? Like maybe some of you guys are feeling like during this time, this energy of fighting over it isn't worth it because whatever it is that I'm fighting over, I may need to let it go so that I can get what I want in the long term, right? So this card is sort of talking about thinking about more of the long-term benefits of something versus the short-term benefits of something. Maybe in the moment, giving up your peace and fighting for this is worth it because ultimately it's going to get you what you want for long term. Let's get one more. We have recognition. Admiration for your hard work is coming. Beautiful energy. Yeah, like whatever you guys are doing during this time, whatever it is that you're fighting for or being challenged with, I feel like you are coming out on top here. I think that that's why there's so much passion and intensity around like going after this because ultimately you will be recognized for the hard work. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to close this out, pile number 2, with just a few of these little fortune cookie cards. I want to see just any other messages that you guys should be aware of for Capricorn season. So what else does pile 2 need to know about their upcoming Capricorn season? Achievement. Enjoy the limelight. You've earned it. Although on the family front, someone's health could cause some secret worries and sleepless nights. Okay. I will say these cards are like oddly specific, you guys. So just maybe not every piece of it's going to resonate with you. Just take what does. But I definitely feel like this achievement energy really ties in well with that recognition. Like, you guys are definitely getting some sort of accolades for like an achievement made during this time. And it's going to come through really hard work. We do have challenges. Take time out from problems or conflicts, or approach softly to avoid making matters worse. So that kind of ties back into what I was talking about with learning to like work with difficult personalities, or learning to work well with people who don't naturally align with us. You know, it is really hard, and it is an art to master, but I feel like you guys are going to become really good at it after going through this situation. We also have assert yourself. Go for what you want. The time is ripe for soulmate connections. Birth of a child is also likely. So yeah, this is kind of tying in with that Mars and that 7 of fire. Like, standing up for yourself is going to be super, super important during this time. Going after what it is that you want, getting that energy flowing. So very exciting times ahead for you, Pile 2. I would love to hear from you in the comments. How does this resonate with your current situation? What do you guys have going on? Drop me a note below and let me know. If you guys are not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when I upload new videos. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, Pile 3, if you guys picked the Moss Agate, this is going to be a reading all about Capricorn season. So we're going to kind of see what energies are ahead for you. Always keep in mind, guys, with these like prediction style readings, that future is not set in stone. So this is just kind of showing us where you're headed based on the current energy. But depending on choices that you choose to make and actions you take, it can change the outcome for you. So let's start off with some pre-shuffled oracles for your overall energy. So we have retrograde coming up, and we have dignified coming up. Very nice. So retrogrades, you guys, don't always mean bad things. I know that like in astrology, a lot of times retrogrades are associated with like bad stuff happening. And sometimes there are those little inconveniences that do happen, right? But when I think of a retrograde, I actually think that this is a really positive thing, because retrogrades are a time where we're kind of slowing down a little bit, and it allows us the time to really review, like the card says. So it allows you to double check over things. It allows you to rethink things. It allows you to really make sure that you've tied up all the loose ends and that you really understand the situation on a deeper level, versus just continuing to go and missing the point or missing the finer details, right? So this is a period of time, it looks like, where you guys are going to be reevaluating something, slowing down on something so that you can really assess how you want to move forward. And I feel like this is having to do with, you know, looking to find your advantageous position in this situation. So this energy of being dignified is when you are leveraging your position, right? Finding yourself in a position of power, or finding yourself in an advantageous position for something, and being able to take advantage of that for your betterment. And so maybe some of you guys are taking this time out to try to figure out like where you can, you know, flex a muscle, or I mean, not a muscle, but like flex a skill, if that makes sense. Or what am I trying to say? It's like trying to understand your unique strengths in this situation and how to best leverage them to get where you want to be. Okay. Took me a minute to get there, but we got there. Okay. So let's continue. So we have an Ace of Earth, which is the Ace of Pentacles. We have a 2 of Sky, the 2 of Swords. And we have the 9 of Sky, which is the 9 of Swords. All right. I definitely think that there's a situation here for you guys that is actually a situation that can yield a lot of potential for you with the Ace of Pentacles. This is all about like a really awesome opportunity being presented to you during this time. And the thing that I always say about aces, if you guys follow me, you know this, but aces represent seeds of potential. With pentacles, this is about like career opportunities, financial opportunities, or any sort of opportunity that has the potential to grow into something very tangible in your life, right? And usually with pentacles, it's slower growth. So the thing about these potentials is that like you have to actually water this proverbial seed in order for it to grow and flourish, right? So that it feels like during Capricorn season, there's some sort of opportunity being presented to you, or there's some sort of opportunity that you're recognizing within your space. And this retrograde energy with the Two of Swords is sort of about deciding which way we want to go. The Two of Swords is definitely showing me that you guys are wanting to take a time out here. The Two of Swords is oftentimes about like knowing we need to make a choice about something, but not really being ready to see the choice or not really being ready to make it yet. Two of Swords is also sometimes about like ignoring the elephant that's in the room because we're not really ready to decide yet. I definitely think that during this period, you guys will be forced to kind of make a decision. You're going to be pushed to make a decision after a period of time out, after a period of review here. And I think that it could be something that is causing a little bit of fear within you, causing a little bit of insecurity here. I do see with the Nine of Swords that there is some anxiety here. And I think that some of you guys during this time, you might actually be like hiding out from it or like avoiding it or being just like fearful of coming out of your shell and really figuring out how you can approach the situation in using the skills that you have. But the important thing here with the Nine of Swords that I always like to remind my viewers is that like even though this card definitely talks about being fearful, it talks about anxiety, overthinking things, a lot of times it's when we are making a mountain out of a molehill. You know what I mean? And I feel like in this situation, what I'm feeling for a lot of you guys for Pile 3 is that you actually have the skills and abilities that you need to take advantage of this opportunity and to do it really well. I think that there's a self-confidence thing here with the Nine of Swords where there's a lot of self-limiting beliefs or fears that might be getting in your way. So let's continue here. Or maybe even just like overthinking things. Like sometimes for me, the Nine of Swords is when we're just like really obsessing and overthinking it because we want it to be perfect. We want it to be just so. And sometimes that can get in the way of progress. So we have the Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. Okay. We also have the Brown Bear Spirit. Take time out. Yeah, so this brown bear spirit, you guys, is definitely echoing the sentiment of retrograde. Like this is definitely a season wholeheartedly where there's a period of like hibernation or a period of review, a period of stepping away, going within so that you can really reevaluate this situation and decide how you want to move forward. But I love this Scarab Beetle coming up because this is really echoing what I was saying with this dignified energy that like you guys actually have all of the magic, the skills, the tools, the abilities to be able to really capitalize on this opportunity. It's just about having the belief there that you can do it. And so maybe this period of reflection and taking a time out is just allowing you to better assess things. It's allowing you to get a little bit more comfortable with things. It's allowing you to access your confidence or whatever skill it is that you need in order to move forward. So let's continue. I do feel though that you guys are wanting like tranquility for real. Like whatever this is that you guys are feeling a little preoccupied over, you know, it definitely is something that I think is like maybe disturbing your peace a little bit. So I don't want to like take that away from you because you're totally entitled to that. You know, it might be something that's very stressful for some of you, but I think the overarching message here is that like you can totally confront this when you're ready. So let's see. What else does pile number 3 need to know about their Capricorn season? Patience. Manifestations are on the way. Okay. Very nice. Declutter. Let go of old items. Create a new sacred space for yourself. That can be part of it too, guys. Is it like, you know, maybe there's a need to go into this reevaluation space so that you can really release what no longer serves you, right? Maybe some of you guys are actually decluttering your space during this time because it's like this little doggy is inside of his cave. It's like he's at home just like avoiding the outside world, you know? So maybe like it's almost like this time period is about inner decluttering versus like getting out there, right away. I think that there is going to come a time where like you will be called to reemerge and get back out there, so to speak. But this feels more internal, whether it's like your own home and your living space, or it's like internal emotional decluttering, if you will. So we're going to pull a few of these little fortune cookie cards to get a few more messages for you, Pile 3. These are like oddly specific, so not everything may pertain to your situation, but I'm going to pull a few of them and just kind of see what we get. So what else does Pile 3 need to know about their Capricorn season? We have opportunities. An important offer will be made. Be prepared to dress to impress. Yes, you guys, that Ace of Pentacles. There is some really awesome opportunity happening for you. And maybe this is something that you guys have been manifesting for a while, which is super exciting, you know? Let's see what else. We have personal riches. What? Small successes are likely now and bigger ones are on the way. Finances could improve dramatically, but avoid get-rich schemes. So it kind of goes back to like long-term planning. You know what I mean? It's like whatever this opportunity is for you, it definitely feels like something that can be very abundant from a financial perspective. For some, this is not financial advice, but it feels like this opportunity is something that can potentially be very secure for you going forward. Okay, but if it's too good to be true, there's probably a reason for that. Just disclaimer. All right, let's get one more for Pile 3. We have travel. Long distance communication will open up your life, exciting experiences for singles and career advancement for others. Yeah, so there's another message there that's kind of talking about career. So I definitely think this could be career related for some or financial related. Maybe some of you guys are traveling during this time. Physically, I'm not seeing a ton of that here because it definitely feels like a more introverted month or season for you guys, but could be the case for some. Long distance communication, though, is interesting. So maybe for some of you guys, this opportunity that's being presented is something that's at a distance physically from you. Maybe it's going to require a move. You know, maybe it's going to require a pretty major physical change in your life. And this is why maybe it's causing a little bit of anxiety, right? Because big changes are exciting, but they can be scary, you know? For others of you, this could just be talking about the communication piece of things. You're communicating with people or partners that are at a distance. But Pile 3, overall, this looks like a very interesting month or season ahead, rather. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments what's going on with you and how you feel like this message resonates with your life. So please drop me a comment below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so that you will be notified when I upload new content. And I will see you guys in the new one soon. Bye.